conducted. And that's why when I'm going to CFM, I take cameras and say that let's film our own story. Okay, so that's there. You can see it. Now, tonight is for Dr. Bawumia, isn't it? And tonight is for the politics of 2024, how it starts. Okay. So let's get the story. So an Islamic scholar is concerned about something, but let's see what he's concerned about. There was some leakages in WikiLeaks the other day. I don't know whether they're going to get me the story. The story first, yes. This is the story. And if you just joined us, we have quite a package. We're just starting with this, so we'll get it out of the way. This is old, though. Fifi Kwete is important because he's the General Secretary of the NDC. And he had said something sometime back in 2007 or 8 when he was speaking to WikiLeaks about the impossibility of a Muslim to win elections in Ghana as president. He was commenting on the chances of Alhaji Aliyu Muhammad to do so. And he said, Muslim can never win elections. If that is true, Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim. Dr. Bawumia truly is the first Muslim who has been elected a presidential candidate of any political party. What does that say about Ghana? And what does that say about the MPP? Dr. Bawumia himself spoke about it, and you find it in our documentary and other videos that we'll show you. He spoke about the fact that the MPP is showing great religious tolerance because people think that Muslim is the minority religion in Ghana. If you elect a Muslim, you lose the election because people are going to vote Muslim Christian. The MPP thinks that, no, you shouldn't do Muslim Christian. Let's assess the individual and determine whether he's strong enough to lead a country. That is the most important thing because we are one Ghana, we are one people, we have one destiny. Okay, Fifi Kwete was clearly wrong. Then, I don't know whether he still holds those views, and it's important I make the point that the commentary that I'm going to run about Fifi Kwete is something that he has said some time back, a long time ago, 2007 or 2008. We do not know whether he still holds those views, but we can share it now. I wanted to see what Fifi Kwete said. Do you have that? I know the Islamic scholar is taking him on, but what Fifi Kwete told WikiLeaks, I need that story first. And then I'll come to the Islamic scholar if they have it. Do they have it? If they don't, let's just take our first break and then they can put it together. Let's take our first break now. Viewers, sorry, we've been putting patches together. We are coming. Let's just take our first break. It's about 7 minutes long. Is that correct? 11 minutes long and get out of the way. Whoa, we are going to suffer with our viewers. We have an 11 minutes long commercial break. We will take about 10 minutes of it. Let's do that now and then we'll come back to you shortly. We'll come back shortly.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh bread.
I'm a fair missy way.
Prepare bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use to Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa. Kile hosing. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling to when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh bread. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debt.
Have you heard of rhetoric Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ambedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend rhetoric Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rhetoric Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rhetoric Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance, and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate.
At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ekropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ekropon right after the Latte Junction or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us at Accra office on 0559 671 144, Ekropon office on 0555 621 611. Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation, to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the
Customer.
Nadabena minka, papa. Mika Tangana.
10 Ghana.
10 Ghana cedis.
No, dear, send out Benya.
10 Ghana cedis, no. Maybe 54,000 Ghana cedis.
54,000.
540 million. Yeah,
the one who come the you is Kasek.
Yeah. And then I get it now. Now, Boki. Drawn on assassin. Mammy, you volume.
Customer, one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasa Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Or Yer Fateman Boga Junction.
Junction, Ashaman, Falco Flat, Kumasi, Ahinema Kokobain, Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakwadi, Efiekuma, number 9 market.
So and tell mom and dad about the Maker's Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to moon, I'm a sissy.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
The exhibition of the voters register 2023 is here with us now.
Electoral Commission of Ghana at the 2020 voters register de go hena jumevio penkulele deme 2020 voters register play 2023 provisional voters register exhibition enye jajrado the district level elections igbona lanwo akpade exhibition exercise AIG le polling station Wokatan le Dukwa Megodo Pedocho 3rd November versus 7th November 2023 indi gadre versus fini gadre dome besiabe mega sisi be yepenko le voters register la me hoho wonto cho wo voters ID card alo registration slip na deso ayi polling station la hena esia owo gba lenkude wonyata kakahu eye na pogbo be wonko photo nyata kakabubuo la gbanleame evelia megalon newa de ameyo mejeo la penko voters register la meo etonlia nyawo police station dongona election wo enelia ba side amenu gbo penko dededa la gbanleame un isi ade GSM messaging protocol ade tome yi anabe registered voters o na tan akpo penyata kakao boboe le open mobile phone oji elle bobo ento just dial *713*81# le network ukataji bogome le voters register exhibition wona yame na poasana de la mepo plefu de name la kodan keke aji.
Your vote is your future.
Let's get it down. He says I was just reading something on social media about running mates, the Bawumia running mate. I found it very serious. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for your time and thank you for staying with us. Let's get back to the Fifi Kweti story. So now we have the full story to tell you. As I said before, the Honorable Fifi Kweti made these statements sometime in 2007 or 2008 about a Muslim leading Ghana. At that time, he was not General Secretary of the NDC, but he was a minister or so of the NDC. He used to be propaganda secretary, and at the time he made this statement, he was minister. That's Fifi Kweti. Good evening, sir. Okay, this is the story. Fifi Kweti, the then national propaganda secretary of the National Democratic Congress, and now deputy minister for finance and economic planning, Fifi Kweti, has stated in no uncertain terms that Muslim can never become the president of the Republic of Ghana, according to a U.S. embassy cable. Fifi Kweti made this known in an interaction with officials of the U.S. Embassy in his capacity as propaganda secretary and advisor to former President Rawlings. On the 5th of October 2007, when the former was that's 2007 is when he said this, when the former was contacted for his views in the run-up to the December 2007 Congress of the New Patriotic Party, as well as the 2008 elections. When asked about the chances of the victory of Vice President Aliyu Mahama in the MPP Congress, Fifi Kweti, in his usual self, refused to comment on the strength of the then Vice President, but rather chose to focus on his religion, as a Muslim. The source is the Statesman, Wednesday, so and so. Concerning the Vice President, Aliyu Muhammad, Fifi Kwete said, Aliyu Muhammad's Muslim faith, religion is an important factor in Ghanaian politics, and many Christians and many Christian Ghanaians religion as it says politics and many is an important factor in Ghanaian politics, and many Christian Ghanaians, as well as the let me skip that. Some Ghanaians, particularly Northerners and Muslims, will feel that the Vice President Mahama deserves the nomination and is being treated disrespectfully by his party after serving loyally as Kufuor's deputy. The NDC will exploit these negative sentiments to generate support for our candidate, Fifi Kwete said. Fifi Kwete said in that same meeting, further went on to confirm the largely held view that NDC usurping the role of the Convention People's Party, the CPP, with the sole aim of obliterating it as a political party in Ghana. The NDC has largely taken over the CPP's role in Ghana's Nkrumah's political party, and that there has been weak support for the CPP in recent elections. He added, he also went on to label Dr. Pakwesi Indum as a traitor because he served, etc., etc. But the key point is here, and this reflects on Dr. Bawumia. You see, Fifi Kwete says something. Please get the President Mahama tape ready. Get the President Mahama tape on Muslims ready, please. The Kufuor, the NDC would exploit these negative sentiments to generate support for our candidates. This is important. As far back as 2008, Fifi Kwete said that Vice President Mahama deserves the nomination, and he said that there will be an impression here. Some Ghanaians, particularly Northerners and Muslims, will feel that Vice President Mahama deserves the nomination and is being treated disrespectfully by his party after serving loyally as Kufuor's deputy. The NDC would exploit these negative sentiments to generate support for our candidate. Now, this was the plan in 2008. This again turned out to be the plan as President Mahama spoke in this video where he talked about Dr. Bawumia being Muslim and all of that, and that the MPP is going to, as usual, snub the Muslim. The MPP is going to snub the Northerner. The MPP is going to snub the Mampusi man. The MPP is going to snub the Dagomba man. The MPP is going to snub the Gonja man. The MPP is going to snub the Kusasi man. The MPP is going to snub the Boku man. Everybody from the North, the NDC is hoping that the MPP will snub them so that they will use that sentiment to generate support for their candidate. Not this time round. Listen to President John Dramani Mahama.
Sad when I see some of our northern brothers running around and also doing this. They will use you and dump you. I want to live to see the day. You let anything happen today, and let our brother Bawumia say he's standing for president in MPP. They will never give it to him. I can assure you. When the misfortune hit us, and our father Professor Mills passed away, the Constitution said that the Vice President should take over. I did. But then we're close to an election. If it was another party, they would have insisted that there should be a Congress. And in that Congress, I would have been contested. And they would have given the leadership to somebody else. But when it happened, the NDC's National Executive Committee called a meeting and said, no, there will be no Congress. We are passing a resolution. John Mahama is the Vice President. We are going to support him to lead us into this election. And we went into the election, and God gave victory to us. And so I'm proud to be a member of the NDC because I know it is a party that opens opportunities for all people of Ghana, irrespective of your ethnic affiliation or your religious affiliation.
So you heard that. So it appears that for the National Democratic Congress, and we say a lot about it in our documentary that's coming. Please don't go away. The documentary is amazing. It tells you the whole story. You have to wait for it. I beg you, please wait for it. We just have a few difficult, because we want to get it right. We want to correct everything. We are checking all the facts before we show it to you, as we normally do. Sometimes these things take time. It's painful to us when we are not able to finish and put it out. Yeah, but we have to take our time. It's very, very important. Okay, so now let's get what the Islamic cleric said about this matter. So you get the NDC's point. MPP doesn't respect Northerners. MPP doesn't deal with minority tribes. MPP is only Akan. MPP is only Ashanti. MPP is only Achim. MPP is only Western region. MPP is only Koforidia and Kumasi and Mampo and Pankrono and all of that. MPP is not Mamprusi. MPP is not Kusasi. MPP is not Bole. MPP is not Dambai. MPP is not Salaga. MPP doesn't like those people. We like those people. Vote for us today. Something has changed, hasn't it? Okay. So an Islamic scholar and cleric, Sheikh M. Awal Larry, has described as disrespectful comments purportedly made by Deputy Finance Minister Fifi Kwete about Muslims at the presidency. Recently leaked U.S. diplomatic cables published by the international whistleblower website WikiLeaks quoted the Deputy Minister of Finance as saying that a Muslim can never become president in Ghana. A Muslim can never become president of Ghana. But why should there be a category of Ghanaians that by virtue of their religion, they can never become president of Ghana, or they can never become something in Ghana? The reason why somebody can become president of Ghana or not, as is with every country, is by citizenship. In America, if you are not an original citizenship born in America, you cannot be president of America. So you may call that discriminatory, but those are the rules of every country because they want loyalty to the state. So you must be citizenship. Fifi Kwete adds another category, not just citizenship. He says that a Muslim. So a child is born, if I have friends who are Muslims, at my age they are Muslims. My children are not Muslims, but their children are Muslims. And my children are not Christians because they decided to be Christian. They were born into Christianity. I was born into Christianity. I was serving Mass at age 8. Is it my fault that I'm serving? So somebody comes and says that no Catholic can be president of Ghana. Whoa. And this comment was made, and the Peace Council and all of those people didn't say anything. Maybe that was 2008. But it shouldn't be the thought of a political party, and that's very dangerous. It's so dangerous. I like to play President Mohammed's tape again, and I'll tell you what. You see that you can't find a video of the tape. This tape has been going around. You can hear the sound because these are not campaigns that they put on TV. Why should I go to Ghana people when I'm campaigning for a presidential position and I'm Ghana and somebody else is fancy, and I go to Ghana people and I tell them that this other party, they don't like you Ghans? Is that the reason how somebody becomes president? Is that a campaign I should wage to become president? To tell people, this is a smear campaign. I mean, the boys can do that, but the presidential candidate should not do that. And we're going to check in this election and be sure that people are not doing that. And if they do that, we'll name them and we will shame them. Why will a presidential candidate go to Northerners and say, the opponent party, they don't like you Northerners, they hate you people. That is who they are. They will never vote for, they will never put you there. Look at what he said. President Mahama said that when Professor Mills died, because it's NDC, they allowed me to obey the constitution and they made me the leader. If it's MPP, they won't do it. He's not campaigning to say that these are my policies. I am better on education, I'm better on health, I'm better on transportation, I'm better on energy, I'm better on technology. He's not saying any of those things. He's doing a smear campaign, and he's saying that if you are a Northerner, these people don't like you. Nothing to do with policy. I thought the campaigns of this nature had stopped in 1951. But here is President John Dramani Mahama speaking in 2020 at the time that he had held the office of president before, he had held the office of vice president before, he had the responsibility to unite Ghanaians with his campaign because he has been president of Ghana before. But no, he goes to his people and says that, listen, this party, not that I'm better than them, not that I can do policy better than them. Not that I can bring your children out of poverty with the policies I have better than them. No, he's not telling them that. He's telling them something else. He's telling them that this party don't like Northerners. Don't vote for them. Don't ever vote. They don't like you at all. If I was in their party, I'll never be president. Today, how is President Mahama going to respond to that? I think this is a smear campaign that we must use this as an example to tell people that this cannot be the way a presidential candidate campaigns. Listen to President Mahama again.
Sometimes I feel sad when I see some of our northern brothers running around and also doing this. They will use you and dump you. Ezu, I want to live to see the day. You let anything happen today, and let our brother Bawumia say he's standing for president in MPP. They will never give it to him. I can assure you. When the misfortune hit us, and our father, Professor Mills, passed away, the constitution said that the vice president should take over. I did. But then we're close to an election. If it was another party, they would have insisted that there should be a congress. And in that congress, I would have been contested. And they would have given the leadership to somebody else. But when it happened, the NDC's National Executive Committee called a meeting and said, no, there will be no Congress. We are passing a resolution. John Mahama is the Vice President. We are going to support him to lead us into this election. And we went into the election and God gave victory to us. And so I'm proud to be a member of the NDC because I know it is a party that opens opportunities for all people of Ghana, irrespective of your ethnic affiliation or your religious affiliation.
All right, welcome back. So that's President Mahama speaking over there. All right, we'll leave it here because we will have a lot more to say when we show you what we have put together. So the Islamic scholar, okay, so he alleged comments have drawn serious criticisms from sections of the Muslim community against Fifi Kwete. It goes on to say that with the latest criticism coming from Sheikh Larry, according to Muslim cleric, Mr. Kwete's comments are an indication of the ruling party's discrimination against Muslims in the country. Speaking on multi-TV's political talk show, Minority Caucus, the Islamic scholar said his investigations have revealed that Mr. Kwete is even not a Christian, because if he is a Christian, he will respect Islam. He is not a godly man, he is a traditionalist. I don't know about that for Fifi Kwete, that he's not a godly man or that he's a traditionalist. I'm not sure. I think I remember him being a Christian. I don't know what this guy is saying, but I don't know the latest in his life. Okay, he also accused Mr. Kwete of arrogance and disrespect for Muslim community in Ghana, and warned that Fifi has no right to mention Islam in anything. According to the Sheikh, the ruling NDC is formed under Antoine Nyama, is that what he said? And all these sort of Africana religion. If Fifi Kwete, feels some Muslims have sold themselves to the NDC, it's not all of us, he said, unquote. He indicated that from his study of Ghana's political terrain, a Muslim is not supposed to join the NDC at all because Islam forbids certain things, unquote, which are inherent in the NDC, and added that it will be a sin for any Muslim to associate himself or herself with the NDC because of its Africana roots. That's what he said. Sheikh Awal thus warned all political parties to desist from using Muslims for their selfish gain. Haj Ismail Ibrahim, National Secretary of the NPP's Nasara Group, who was also on the show, said as a party, the NDC has always excluded Muslims from their activities. Quote, under the 4th Republican Constitution, he said, we have had 5 presidential elections, out of which NDC has won 3 and NPP has won 2. Of the 3 that the NDC had won, none of them considered a Muslim to be a running mate. And under the NPP 2 presidential elections that we have had, our running mate was a Muslim and a Northerner. So it tells you the way the NPP as a party thinks about Muslims. And putting those elections aside, what the NPP as a party did for Muslims in the country is enormous. Haj Ibrahim stressed. According to him, Zongo communities in Ghana have been neglected by the NDC government in terms of development, even though it is the Zongo communities that is the backbone of the NDC as a party. But yet, still, we don't see anything positive coming from them. Haj Ismail Ibrahim called on President Mills to ask Fifi Kwete to apologize to the Muslim communities for statements he made, is reported to have made. Okay, so this is the situation now. So the moral of this story is what? Moral of this story is that we have now found out that some politicians go on campaign and campaign in a way that's a smear campaign. It cannot be accepted that you go to campaign and you don't talk about policy, you attack personality, and you attack people for their religion. It is so unfair and it's so painful. It's so wrong because the guy was born into it. He's born into it. He has talent. He can think. He's educated. He has people skills. He cannot be president because he's Muslim. He cannot be president because he's Hindu. He cannot be president because he's what? The British Prime Minister is Hindu. The British Prime Minister is Hindu. British Prime Minister. The Anglican Church country. The country of the Anglican Church. The Church of England country. Their Prime Minister is a Hindu. That is what 2023 brings. That's what modernity brings. That is what development brings. That's what unity of purpose brings. It will bring the Hindu to be Prime Minister in the Church of England's country. That's unity. That's progress. That's why they are Britain. And we want to be like Britain as Ghana. And then Fifi Kwete is telling us that, no. In Ghana, if you want to be president, make sure that you are not born to Muslim parents. Who decides who they are born to? Who decides that? Which child decides that I am born to Muslim parents? You can say somebody cannot become, as you can say that an armed robber cannot become president of Ghana. Somebody against whom a court has found treason cannot be president of Ghana. That is why one of the best presidents that we never had, Kwame Pianim, was not president of Ghana, because the court held that Kwame Pianim had committed treason. So there are exclusions to people being president of Ghana. There are clear exclusions. Criminal record, and it's in the constitution. Qualifications to be a member of parliament. They are there. You have a criminal record, you can't be, because to have a criminal record, you must have elected to commit the crime. The mens rea is in your head, the actus reus is in your hands. So you have elected to commit a crime, and that is why we isolate you. How do people elect to become Muslim? Is becoming a Muslim a commission of a crime? Fifi Kwete should answer that. The General Secretary of the NDC. The General Secretary of the NDC is saying that is his view, that Muslims cannot be president of Ghana. Why? Blacks cannot be president of America. Whites cannot be president of America. Hispanics cannot be president of America. No way. Once you are a citizen of Ghana, born in Ghana, as Mumuni Bawumia gave birth to Muhammadu Bawumia in Ghana. Mumuni Bawumia gave birth to Muhammadu Bawumia. Muhammadu Bawumia is a Ghanaian. So that he becomes Muslim because his father Mumuni was Muslim should be a limitation for him to ascend to the highest office of the land. That's Fifi Kwete's view of the matter. That's President Mohammed's view of the matter. But why should it be so? In fact, President Mohammed's view of the matter is that the MPP will never elect a Muslim, a Northern Muslim, and they would elect, an NDC will do it. That's a different campaign. It's a smear campaign, but it's different. Fifi Kwete's own is more serious. General Secretary of the NDC says, you're a Muslim, you cannot be president of Ghana. I do not understand that. That is why today I was gratified when I saw that the clerics from Ashanti region had gone to see Dr. Bawumia to congratulate him on his resounding victory at the MPP Congress. They are Christians. They are priests of the Christian church. They are priests of Jesus Christ. They work for Jesus. And they are Christians. They are not Muslims. But they do not look at Dr. Bawumia as a Muslim. They look at him as a Ghanaian. And if he's competent, people will vote for him. If he's not competent, people will not vote for him. They vote for him because he's competent and because he's carrying a message that people like. They don't vote for him because he's a Muslim. How does one become a Muslim? He's a Muslim because he was born a Muslim. Are we going to punish people because of the way they were born? I don't understand that. Please, Fifi Kwete is now General Secretary of the party. Uncle Fifi, can you come out with the party's policy on this matter? Do you still believe that a Muslim should never be president of Ghana because he's born a Muslim? You could have been born a Muslim too. I could have been born a Muslim too. If I was not born by my father and my mother, and I was born by some of the neighbors I grew up in Burma camp with, if I was, for instance, born by Major Al-Hassan or Major Suleimana, they were in Burma villas with us, I would be a Muslim. Because I will follow what I became Catholic because my father is Catholic. My father became Catholic because his father was Catholic. I became Asante Kotoko because my father is Asante Kotoko. Are you going to punish me for being born as an Asante Kotoko supporter? I don't even understand it. But this is the danger of our politics that we need to check, because Ghana is doing great. Once we can take out some of these little things, we will be great again. Or we will be great like the greatest people. But when our key political leaders, nice guy like Fifi Kwete with a great brain. I respect Fifi Kwete's brain. He's a brain that you have to respect. He's a guy that has a lot of ideas. If you sit and talk to Fifi Kwete, he's good. But then why does he have some of these idiosyncrasies which are so wrong? So wrong. That the General Secretary of the NDC has made these statements in the past. No media is speaking it. No media is asking him any question. Nobody's asking him any question. In England, he would have been bombarded with questions by the media by now. In America, they would have bombarded him with questions. They'll say, Mr. Fifi Kwete, do you still hold the view that Muslims should not be Christians, Muslims should not be presidents because they are Muslims? Is that what you think of Dr. Bawumia? Is that a campaign you are going to wage against Dr. Bawumia, that is a Muslim, therefore he should never be president? I don't understand that. Anyway, enough said. We now have to look at the derivatives of the numbers, and the blind historian is also here. We'll deal with him in a minute. Let's what do you say? Let's do text messages. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So are you ready? Are you ready for the text messages? You want to start? Michael, are you ready with text messages? Okay, they'll start with you. Yeah, you can stand and do the text message if the chair is giving you problems. Yeah. Okay, so Michael, let's hear what you have first before Antoinette.
So we have from Salia Escobar. It says, despite the fact that Islam makes up 19.9% of Ghana's population and Christianity accounts for 71.3%, the new patriotic party chose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as its flag bearer for the upcoming national presidential and legislative elections in Ghana. As Vice President of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has done an outstanding job. But since he's a Muslim and a member of a minority, We are interested in seeing what the greater Ghanaian population will decide. Until then, congratulations, Mother Ghana. He says from Salia S. Kumala, a Liberian and an ardent follower of our show. Thank you very much. We also have from Isaac. He says, congrats, MPP. My humble suggestion is, if possible, they should consider Ken as Dr. Bawumia's running mate, or if not, the campaign manager. Well, Derek Ofejuda says, vindication at last. For some of us who attest to the propriety of the Paul, this comes as no surprise. Much ado about nothing, mischievously anchored on political sentiments, is all it ever was. Indeed, the fuss was unwarranted and laboriously exaggerated. Well, the verdict is out, and tonight I reckon heads will be... Oh, I'm not going to read the rest of that. Derek. Al-Basit says, the good Lord you serve has stood by you this far. Touch not my anointed. Now, Abdul Kawiyu Khomeini from Yendi says, DMB's victory is a victory for the NPP, and I have no doubt that 2024 is for the NPP. The journey to the greater possibilities is now. Master Planner says Dr. Bawumia is MPP's Jude Bellingham. He will score more goals for the NPP in 2024 general elections. And lastly, for now, Emmanuel Martinoredu Obrimpong from Kwehu Tafu says, having elected Dr. Bawumia is a clear signal that the NDC should be ready to enjoy another opposition term of 8 years, because breaking the 8 is possible for elected candidates. The NPP will deliver and must trust Dr. Bawumia as the perfect president for Ghana in the 2024 polls. He says greetings to Honorable Brandon Champon. Let's hear from you, ladies.
Bawumia's election as the NPP flag bearer has placed Mahama in a challenging position and confusion within the NDC about his choice of a running mate. Now, Mahama is confronted with a dilemma, either to opt for a running mate from the Ashanti region, potentially boosting their vote, but risking the displeasure of their World Bank. Conversely, selecting a running mate from the Volta region might alienate Ashanti voters, favoring the NPP. Additionally, Mahama needs to address the support of the Muslim and Zongo communities, considering a Muslim running mate to appease the bloc, especially with Dr. Bawumia's potential to attract their vote due to his shared religious identity. When I see them on TV pretending that Dr. Bawumia is a cool chop for them, I just laugh. Election is a process and not an event. The NDC never considered their bad factors before rallying behind John Mahama as their flag bearer. Charles Edu says, good evening, Paul. Seriously, I'm not happy when we trumpet this kind of tribal politics and politics of Christian Muslim politics stuff. That is why I was for Ken, whose politics was on pragmatism and not wasteful tribal politics. Junior Akbar, watching us from Tamale, says 2024 elections is going to be full of surprises because Dr. Bawumia will be the next president of the Republic of Ghana, no doubt about that. He is better than our former president. There is no way we are going to make a mistake to give this country back to the NDC. Ghana is not ready to go backwards, forward ever. And then Aquina says, Paul is a solid journalist. He has a critical way of analyzing issues holistically. Keep up the good work. Shadrach says, Mr. Paul, I watched your interview in CTFM. Congratulations for being exonerated. We keep praying to Allah Almighty to grant us good health, long life, and prosperity come 2024. And then lastly, Abdul Razak says, indeed, the New Patriotic Party, which is Development in Freedom, has really showcased great flair and maturity during the presidential election primaries with free and transparent processes. Long live the NPP, long live the Elephant Fraternity. Sarah.
Okay, so hold on. From Ibrahim Ahmed, he says, you really educate us, Mr. Paul, and I truly love you so much. And from Nana K. Prempe Piacie says, what did Mahama did when he was vice? I only remember the aircraft issues. And then from Al-Hassan Bipua Salifu, he says, so fabulous representation, Mr. Paul. Yeah, I think it's okay. So back to you, Paul.
All right, thank you very much. And, good evening. Mr. Dodu is here with us now. We'll be talking about. I like your shoes, Mr. Dodu. Can you put him on? Producer, put him on. Let's let's enjoy Mr. Dodu's appearance today. All right, so let me go on the touch screen and do a few things. Then hopefully the documentary will be ready, and then Mr. Dodu will come and help us analyze everything that we have said. All right, now I have this photograph here for a certain reason. Before I do the derivatives, I've heard a story going on since the MPP Congress, and there's a reason why I put Usefri Akoto, Kennedy Japan, Dr. Bawumia, and Adainimo. Who is the missing one? You know, when we're in secondary school and maybe JSS, they give you a question and they say, mention the odd one out, and there's a question and answer. So they'll say kettle, toaster, microwave, then car tie. Then quickly you have to know. The guy in the class who doesn't know that car tie is the odd one, as we laugh at him, he's asking that, oh, number 20, I say, oh, but his car tie is obvious. And somehow people still don't see the odd one out. Some people have a difficulty in getting that and grabbing these things until they grow up. So who's the odd one out viewers? There's somebody missing. Usefri Akoto, Kennedy Japan, Dr. Bawumia, and Mr. Francis Adainimo. The guy is missing. Alan Chemati. Oh my goodness. I love Alan so much. I don't understand. Everybody was talking about Alan on Saturday. Do you remember? I don't know whether in your circles it was, but in my platform, Facebook platforms, everybody was talking about the social media, WhatsApp platforms, Presec groups. Everybody was talking about, oh, Alan, you should have been part of this thing. Oh, this thing is so beautiful. Oh, look at Alan. Look at. Show me. You have the Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy video. If you have it, please put it up. Put it up. When you're ready, just put it up. I'll talk about it. You were saying that Alan should have been part of this thing. It would have made it very nice. Oh, Alan. It would have been good for him to have been part of this. So when they took this photograph, they said, but where is Alan Chemati? But Kennedy is here, and Alan is not there, you know. So when they get the video, let me know. They tell me and I put it on. Now, I put this here to discuss this issue about vote buying. The allegations of vote buying. It was said, now this is the video. Can I? Yeah, that's the video I was talking about. They call it, oh yeah, is that what happened? Hey, but what are they talking about? Okay, I'll read the lips. Please play the video again. I'll read the lips. I know what Dr. Bawumia is saying. I think I can. So Bawumia says, I'm going to give you a showdown. Yes, that's what he said. I'm going to give you a showdown. Yeah. This is great, isn't it? Yeah, Bawumia told him that I'll give you a showdown. Yeah, so look at it. It starts here. It says, I'm going to give you a showdown. Oh, yes. That's politics. Okay, that's politics. That's progress. That's beautiful. Whose heart is broken by this video? I don't know. Tell me. Somebody's heart is broken by this video. Who is that person? I don't know. Tell me. But let me come to my substantive issue. It was said that Dr. Bawumia had paid 400 cedis to delegates. And Kennedy Japan had paid 300 cedis to delegates. I heard on radio they are calling civil society people. What kind of hypocrisy is this? I was so beside myself with laughter. I said, what is happening? One of the children came to ask me, Daddy, why are you laughing? I said, this kind of hypocrisy. He said, don't go and say anything until I said, get out from my room. I sat there. You know. But, I mean, what is it? 400 cedis for delegates. In America, read Barack Obama's book. Read The Audacity of Hope. He talked about how he raised money so that when Barack Obama was running, he needed to register a lot of young Democrats. You know, in America, you can register new people in the party, they'll vote for you. He needed to register a lot of young people. Some of them were Republicans, but they register for Democrats so that they can vote for Barack Obama, so that he's elected as the Democratic president. He paid money to move them from place to place for their registration. They are volunteers. They give them food in the morning to go and knock on people's doors and tell them to get out to vote, knock on people's doors and tell them vote for Barack Obama. That's the volunteer. They call it volunteers in America. We call it foot soldiers and party officials. He gave them food. He gives them money. That's the reason why he was raising money. What is this hypocrisy about? Somebody is buying votes because Dr. Bawumia said, take 400 cedis. You are asking people, even me here, in this studio, last Saturday, when we were running the Congress, we spent about 3,000 cedis on food. That we bought in the morning, we bought 50 pieces of wache. I got a chef to do it for us. 50 pieces of wache, pie, drinks, water, everything. Car, because the station is running normally and we are running another event because it's a big event. People who have come to work for the station normally on Saturday must have access to the station cars. So we rented another car that will take us to the MPP center. It will take us to the MPP office, and we paid the people and we gave them food. It cost more than 3,000 was the food, 3,000 for the transport, another 2,000 for people's transport. It's almost 10,000 right here in this studio. And Dr. Bawumia says, take 400 cedis for moving from Ayawaso to the University of Ghana to come and vote. And radio is discussing it as vote buying. What kind of hypocrisy is this in Ghana? I don't even get it. Dr. Bawumia gives 400 cedis to delegates that it can move you from one place to another. Kennedy gives them 300. And we are on the radio talking about vote buying. Our democracy has become monocracy. What kind of hypocrisy is that? That is the reason why when the NDC did their Congress and people were making noises about some delegates said President Mahama gave 300, it didn't reach them. I didn't say anything about it. We didn't find a reason to say anything about it. We didn't call it vote buying. How is that vote buying? We do too much hypocrisy in Ghana. Civil society, there's too much hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Everybody wants to come on radio and sound nice and sound intelligent and sound like they are wearing the cassock of the Catholic priest and they've never done anything before and they've never committed any sin before. And they say, we have to look at this trend. Is vote buying of 400 cedis. You are insulting delegates. You think the delegates are to be insulted? That with 400 cedis they can change the way they vote? Are you really correct? That the delegates are like you and I. The delegates, they're like you and I. So you watching me, my viewer, thank you very much. Can you be influenced by 400 cedis to vote for Dr. Bawumia? Can you be influenced by 300 cedis to vote for Kennedy Japan? Didn't you hear in the people who were interviewed, some said that, oh, Dr. Bawumia brought 400 and Kennedy brought 300. Then some were asked, who did you vote for? I voted for Kennedy. He said, but Dr. Bawumia brought more. He said, oh, it doesn't matter. I vote for Kennedy. Another person said, I voted for Dr. Bawumia. They said, was it because of the 400? They said, oh, no. I love Dr. Bawumia. I'll vote for him anyway. No delegates, the caliber of delegates we have, both in MPP and NDC, can be influenced by 400 cedis. If you say they were paid 15,000 to vote for Dr. Bawumia, then you can start building an allegation of vote buying. But let's stop this hypocrisy in this country, especially with our people who talk on radio, and it is hypocrisy. And sometimes I'm going to use some word, I can't use it on TV. It's not good. Let's stop that. Let's be real. So if those of you who are speaking, if you were running for office, now I checked with the MPP forms, the forms that they filled to become presidential candidate, including to become a parliamentary candidate. One of the criteria on the MPP form is that the candidate must be resourceful. He must show evidence of resourcefulness and his capacity to raise money. It is part of the requirement of being a presidential candidate. If you are not able to raise money, how are you a presidential candidate? If you are not resourceful financially, how are you going to be a presidential candidate? Why do we engender this kind of hypocrisy and tolerate this hypocrisy around on our media airwaves? We should stop that. 400 cedis from Dr. Bawumia, 300 cedis from Kennedy. It's not vote buying. It cannot be called vote buying. You are telling the delegates that they are so fickle-minded that they are influenced by 400 cedis. Don't you know that you are insulted? And delegates, don't you feel that you are being insulted when this is going on radio? I know people who are delegates, they are like me. They have my caliber. They have been to the same school I've been to. They are delegates. Are they going to take 400 cedis and then change their mind? We should stop that, and media should not be encouraging that. We are building a country. Let's not be in a hurry to always show something dirty about our country. Media like that. We are in a hurry to show that, hey, there's a scandal when there's no scandal. You know why? Because they don't have story. They can't think and create a story. Where are the derivatives from the Saturday event? Where is it? That's what the media should be pumping out. Not to show that our democracy is terrible because Dr. Bawumia paid 400 and Kennedy paid 300. It is vote buying. You tune into the radio, 16 hours, vote buying. Civil society, okay, we have civil society on the phone. Yes. Oh, yes. I've been watching. How can you pay 400 cedis? It is a phenomenon. We have to. Phenomenon of what? Phenomenon of what? Total hypocrisy. Now, I'm saying this because I have covered elections, and I say it with the greatest of humility. I've covered more elections in this country than any journalist that is around now, except the Kuku Bakons. Because this was way back from 2000. By 2012, I was the only one in the system who had covered elections since then up till now. The first election I covered was 1998, Kufuor versus Akufo-Addo. 2000 election, I was on the ground. I went to vote with Rawlings. There's a video of it. I walked with Rawlings into the voting booth to vote. I have covered congresses upon congresses 23 years now. So I can speak about these things. And it is nauseating. Stop that. Stop those things. Our democracy is great. In America, Donald Trump has raised $8 million in a week. What is it for? What is the money he's raising for? Why do we let everything we do is bad and everything somebody else does is good? And our media is always pushing this agenda. Everything about Ghana is bad. Why? Why don't they understand what's happening elsewhere? 400 cedis and 300 is vote buying, And civil society are beginning to talk about it, and then they want to form some conference. And tomorrow they'll be inviting us to conference center. Let's have a conference and discuss vote buying. It is hypocrisy you are going to discuss at that conference, not vote buying. It's total and absolute hypocrisy. When the civil society people go to these things and they finish, they give them transport, they take it. The same people who are complaining. When IDEC does something tomorrow, IDEC is about to start. You know, there's a election is coming, so IDEC will be doing their peace thing. IDEC calls people and they give them money. It's not vote buying. The journalists who are complaining, those who are facilitating it, when they go to an event and they give them money, it's not vote buying. I support journalists being given money at an event. I don't think there's any problem with it. You invited a journalist to come and cover your event, you pay for it. The journalist calls you that he wants to cover your event, he pays for it. People come to Good Morning Ghana, we give them petrol. People come to Good Evening Ghana, we pay them for their resource. We pay them here on Good Evening Ghana for their resource. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want us to do your show on Good Evening Ghana, you better get ready to pay for it. We have to understand these things and stop this hypocrisy about it is vote buying, it is collecting money. What is that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You civil society, you go to program, you collect money. When you travel from here to Denmark, and you go and sit at the Denmark office, and they talk about Africa has come, Uganda, where are they? Yes, Ghana, Imani, yes, this, that. When you finish, they buy your ticket, they give you $3,000 or $2,000 or $500. That's not vote buying. You come and sit in Ghana and say, Dr. Bawumia gave 400, it's vote buying. Why do you hate your country? What is wrong with what happened on Saturday? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Some MP people told me that I don't mind the media. Because there's nothing happening and there's nothing wrong, they don't have anything to talk about. They are talking about vote buying. It's so wrong. It is very, very wrong. Let's stop that, viewers, let's stop that. Okay. Do we have messages on that one? We are getting ready for our showdown. But we'll look at it. Do you have messages, please? Yes, let's take two messages from you guys, and then we build it up to the big showdown. This Good Evening Ghana is live.
Okay, so here's what Perry Carter says. He says, Paul, I don't think we should put the blame on the media. I think we should blame the delegate themselves. They were the ones acting as such. Some were even saying they wouldn't vote because they didn't receive their monies. Seidu Wasil said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is so strategic in his dealings, and I'm pretty sure that he will defeat John Dramani Mahama come 7th December next year. Dash Tinkon also says, even during the NDC's elections where they were imposing John Mahama on the delegate, he still had to pay 500 Ghana cedis to transport them. And lastly, Safianu Adam says, I'm watching you live from Pusiga. Good evening, Paul and your crew. The diligence, the humility, the sacrifice, the show of respect, the show of love from Dr. Bawumia towards the grassroots of the party is the source of his unconditional and organic love he receives from the party's base. When proactive Dr. Bawumia was talking and proffering policies for our beloved country, others were preoccupied with making unsubstantiated and wild allegations against the party and Bawumia, which has no correlation or nexus with the upcoming elections. Over to you, Angelo.
Right, so we've got from Sumaila watching us from Anyaso. He says, from what Mr. Kwete said, does it mean that a person born in Ghana by foreign parents who have Zongo heritage can't hold any political position in Ghana? By the way, where's Fati? She's indisposed at this time. Taofi from Ketakrachi also says, electing Dr. Bawumia as the NPP flag bearer erases a lot of negative doubts from people's minds. I'm proud of the NPP and congratulations to Dr. Bawumia. This is coming in, there's no name, but it disagrees. It says, yes, it's vote buying. The NPP paid all delegates transport 50 cedis. So if the candidates give them any money, it's vote buying. Well, okay, let's hear from you, Sarah.
Well, the NPP forms encourages the candidate to be resourceful. 50 cedis is not going to take somebody from somewhere to somewhere. The NPP is just doing a token. Candidates must do the rest. And the money that the NPP takes from the candidates, the registration fee, is meant to facilitate some of these things. Anyway, go on. Do you have another one? All right, that's it. Let's get to the derivatives. I think that our time is building up towards the big story. So we designed the derivatives from the Congress, just working on the raw figures. Let's see what the figures mean. That's why CNN will say it. I love Wolf Blazer. Yeah? Apologies to him. I just love Wolf Blazer when he's doing these things, and I watch him like that. I watch Wolf Blazer when he's doing this election analysis, and that's where I learned some of these things, that how do you look at the figures and get derivatives out of it. I learned from Wolf Blazer. If you're a young journalist, watch CNN, watch Wolf Blazer on election night, and watch him when he's building the election programming. He's a super guy, and that's where I get some of these things. Okay, now, let's deal with it now. Out of 48 constituencies Kennedy Japan won, 19 are in MPP seats, 19 are MPP seats and 29 are NDC seats. So most of his wins were in NDC-held constituencies, especially the Volta region. How do we interpret this? How do we interpret it? It's derived from the results. What does it mean? We don't know. We don't have an answer to that. We're sharing with you viewers so that you tell us what it means. We're just having a conversation with you about the work that we've done since Saturday, so we can share it with you. That's our responsibility. We're here to bring you the story, the behind the story, the backstory, the news, all of that. So Kennedy, Japan won 48 constituencies altogether. Can you put that slide again? Yeah, thank you. No, the other one. Yes, correct. Kennedy, Japan won 48 constituencies, yeah? Now, out of the 48 that he won, 29 are NDC held seats. So 275 parliamentary, parliamentary constituencies were the basis for the competition. So the results is calculated by who won which constituency. The voting areas, however, were more than the constituency because some constituencies had 2 voting areas, like Osuklote, Koliklote. They had 1 vote, Koliklote A, Koliklote B. You saw that in some of the results. So altogether, the voting centers were more, but it's dealing with 275 constituencies. What this derivative analysis is showing us is that of all the seats that Kennedy won, he won 48. There were 29 in NDC areas. So he was winning big in areas where the NPP didn't have parliamentary candidates. What does it mean? What does it mean? So 29 in NDC areas and 19 in NPP areas. What does it mean, viewers? What does it mean? We'll be looking at these derivatives for some time to come. But let's move on. So NPP constituencies that voted for Kennedy Japan are as follows. These are the 19 that voted for him that are held by the NPP. Agona West, Asen North, which is expected, is close to his area. Infantiman, Tema West. Domiko Abenya is interesting. What does it say about Domiko Abenya? Now, the other conversation is this. Most of those who voted for Kennedy Japan, of the 37% he got, NPP people, they are people who are looking to be heard, they are looking for something, and it demonstrates the democratic credentials of the party. That nobody held them hostage. Nobody said you can't vote against an establishment candidate. Yes, Dr. Bawumia was the establishment candidate, but Dr. Bawumia says, and it's true, that whilst he's the establishment candidate, he's a better candidate of the grassroots. This election was conducted by the grassroots because majority of voters are polling station executives. That's the grassroots. 61% of the grassroots voted for him. So Dr. Bawumia would say that he is the grassroots man 60%. Kennedy may be the grassroots man, but that's 37%. Dr. Bawumia carries majority of the grassroots people because they conducted this election. Now, as Agona West, Asen South, Infantiman, Tema West, Domiko Abenya, Upper West Akim, Binduri, that's interesting in the north. One of the seats that he picked up in the north that we can explain about the Mampusi-Kusasi conflict. I don't know whether it's this one or another one. Tafo is also interesting in the eastern region. Botiano, English, Manfo, Ahanta West, Asen Central, his constituency, Kwaman Kese, I believe that's in eastern region or central region. Gomoa Central and Kwisimintim is in Takrady. These are the constituencies that Kennedy picked up. Which are held by the NDC. Now, these are the MPP ones. Brekum East. Oh, no, is it continuation? These are MPP. These are places where he pilled that are held by the MPP. And then the rest are Brekum East, Shama, Ayawaso West, Wogon, Dasma, Lydia, Wejagbawe, and Anyaso Utuom. These are places held by the MPP that Kennedy Japan won. These are the derivatives. Tell me what you think about it. Now, the NDC constituencies that he won, most of it in the Volta region anyway. Let's go and see. Sam George, Ningo Pram Pram. Sam George holds it there. MPP don't have it. Kennedy Japan won there. Keta, Anglogan, K2 South, K2 North, South Tong, North Tong, North Dai, Hohoi, Lower Manya Krobo, Upper Manya Krobo, Wutu Senya West, Wasa East, and Winchi. Constituencies that voted for Kennedy that are not held by the NDC. Let's go on. Agona East, Ejumako Enyamesiam, Ponkatamanso, Chifu Eti Mokwa, Gomoa East, Joabiso, Asen North, Jarman South, Cape Coast North, Zebila, Pando, Central Tong, Ho Central, Afram Place North, Esukuma, Odobe, Brakwa. It's getting interesting, isn't it? Okay, let's move on. Is that all? Okay, let's get to the next category. Okay, so here's the next category where we are dealing with Dr. Bawumia's highest and lowest performance. So put it on the screen, let's see. So the Northeast here is showing Dr. Bawumia as clinching 99.14%. Whoa, that's interesting. In the Northeast region, Dr. Bawumia clinched 99.14%. That's completely amazing, isn't it? And then Central Region, Dr. Bawumia is scoring the lowest at 36.08%. So Dr. Bawumia's best performance in Northeast is worst performance in the Central Region at 36%. Okay, let's move on. The same for Kennedy. Actually, just a flip-flop of Kennedy. So Kennedy's best performance is in Central Region at 63.43% and Northeast at 0.66%. So that's the character of where the same region Dr. Bawumia got his highest, the same region where Kennedy got his lowest. The same region where Kennedy got his highest, the same region where Dr. Bawumia got his lowest. It's interesting, isn't it? Let's move on. Okay, so this is the headquarters situation. The headquarters voting, which I thought was quite impressive for Kennedy, because if you remember the headquarters voting during the super delegates, it was quite abysmal for all of them. Dr. Bawumia held sway completely. This time around, Dr. Bawumia gets 64.63%. But what is important is that the headquarters voting was doing an average percentage better than the national percentage. What I mean by that is Dr. Bawumia's national performance overall was 61%. So in any region where he's doing more than 61%, that region is performing for him better than the national average. And the headquarters polling station was one of them. 64.63% is what Alhaji Bawumia is getting. And that's interesting, isn't it? Very, very significant. Okay. Now, the stronghold tracker is as follows. So we see the stronghold tracker here. Dr. Bawumia's stronghold clearly Northeast 99.14. And Kennedy Japan's tracker is Central Region 63.43 of the vote. The swing region is Greater Accra region. And we excluded Central Region from the swing region in this context because Central Region, first of all, the MPP doesn't have many seats there. The NDC controls it. And by and large, Kennedy Japan can consider it as a stronghold. Therefore, we cannot call it a swing region. Swing region is a region that is neither a stronghold for neither candidate. So Central Region could not be considered as a swing region. When we looked at that, the main swing region we got was Greater Accra region. And here are the results. Now, Greater Accra region, Dr. Bawumia is making 52.15% and Kennedy is doing 47.16%. So you see that in the swing region of Greater Accra, Alhaji Bawumia is performing less than the national average being 61%, and here he's getting 52.15%. But importantly, he wins the swing region of Greater Accra, the capital. That's very, very important because MPP do not have many seats here. I think the NDC have majority of the Greater Accra region seats. That for Dr. Bawumia to win it is significant. Let's see and go on. See what more derivatives there are. They'll put another one on the screen. Let's move on with the analysis, and then we'll take a quick break and text messages. We come back, and hopefully our work will be ready. Now, Greater Accra region. Of the 34 constituencies in the Greater Accra region, Dr. Bawumia won 26, and Kennedy Japan won 8. Of the 26 seats won by Dr. Bawumia, 18 are held by NDC, while 8 are held by MPP. So Greater Accra is presenting a very interesting situation. When we looked at Central region, we found out that Kennedy Japan here was winning more seats that the NPP don't have. He was winning constituencies that the NPP don't have. And Dr. Bawumia seems to be doing well in the constituencies that the NPP have. In that context, if you transpose that into the Greater Accra analysis, you will be concluding that Kennedy Japan should be winning Greater Accra because in Greater Accra as well, MPP don't have as many seats. However, the reverse occurs in Greater Accra. So Greater Accra is voting completely opposite Central in terms of the analysis. Central is showing a strong voice for Kennedy in places where the MPP don't have the parliamentary seat. He wins some that MPP has, but they're showing a very strong presence where they don't have. In Central region, MPP don't have many seats. In Greater Accra region, MPP don't have many seats. You would have expected that the activities in Central and the outcome will mimic Greater Accra, but it doesn't. In Greater Accra, Dr. Bawumia shows up by winning as many as 18 seats that the MPP don't hold in Greater Accra region. Dr. Bawumia picks it up. That means that Dr. Bawumia could well have done better in the Central region, perhaps if he had more time, or perhaps if the campaign had taken a different turn. What it tells you is that the fact that in that region the MPP doesn't have many seats does not mean automatically that Kennedy is going to win. He did win Central and did win Volta, but Greater Accra, he didn't win. Okay, Dr. Bawumia won 18 of those constituencies. Now, the raw score difference in the northern regions. In the 5 northern regions that we put together, Dr. Bawumia is picking 25,381. Kennedy Japan is picking 6,241. The difference is 19,140. It shows that Dr. Bawumia has an overwhelming strength in the northern regions, at least as far as internal party is concerned. What will the MPP be looking for? The MPP is looking for Dr. Bawumia to translate this authority in the 5 northern regions into the main election, and they're expecting him to defeat John Mahama in the 5 northern regions. Whether he'll be able to do that or not, I don't know. but they're expecting him to clearly, very well, defeat John Mahama in the 5 northern regions. I think that's the end of our derivative story, because they've been giving me this photograph that has a very, very elated Akufo-Addo, really, really excited, and it has Dr. Bawumia and the party chairman holding the flag together. And this is going to be the team that works. This is going to be a very interesting election because the dynamics are going to be completely different. As I said before, the MDC is going to make it an election between the NDC and the MPP. The MPP are going to make it an election between Dr. Bawumia and John Mahama. And we'll start doing all of that as the campaign turns on. In the documentary, we talk about how we're going to take a break and come back next year and deal with it. I hope that it'll be finished soon for everyone to see it. All right, so this is the story of the derivatives. What have they given me? Dr. Bawumia's speech? They want us to play it. Okay, let's hear it.
Elected as a presidential candidate of Ghana's largest political party speaks to the character of the party. The MPP is a party that is all-embracing, a party that rewards hard work, loyalty, and commitment to its values. The delegates, by today's decision, have resoundingly dismissed any doubts that the MPP is not inclusive and does not reward hard work. From virtually every constituency in the country, the message has been the same. In the MPP, we do not care about where you come from. We are tolerant of Ghana's religious diversity. We elect those deserving of leadership, those who are capable of governing, and those with proven traits of integrity, incorruptibility, and hard work. With
All right, let's take the text messages, and then I just want to see how they are finishing the video. They're just almost done. They're doing this at the MCR. Don't worry, they'll finish right now. Let me start with you, Sarah.
Okay, so from Junior Akbar Tamale, he says Ghana is not ready to suffer in the hands of NDC again because our former president have nothing to offer us. Dr. Bawumia will be the best president ever. And from Raymond Enso Ajirama Akakia, he says, good evening, Paul, and your excellent team. Keep on the good work for Mother Ghana. I still hold the position that you are the best journalist of our time. I hope Randy Abe will play John Mahama tribal sentiments on Good Morning Ghana program. God bless you, Paul. And lastly, from Alex Tufor, he says, those who will be voting in the coming generation elections will vote in their villages, towns and cities without traveling to the constituency center. So the candidates will not spend a lot of money. Over to you, Anne.
Here's a story from Safianu. He says, good evening, Paul. I am a delegate and I left school to my district to vote. The cost of transportation from my school, which is in a different region, to my district is about 300 Ghana cedis, meaning the total cost of transportation in and out would be 600 Ghana cedis. How could a person of sound mind think that an aspirant bought my vote just for giving me 400 or 300 Ghana cedis? I am worried the academia has also joined this hypocrisy of vote buying. No aspirant in this political arena can ever buy delegates. Greetings to Mr. Amos. And Bright Edu Asari also says NDC leadership did their underground work for Ken because they know they could easily override him. Again, it seems the NPP leadership have neglected the party members. NPP leadership should pay attention to them. Continental Africa also says paying millions of cedis to win doesn't reflect national impact. The money did the work, not Bawumia's hard work or popularity. And lastly, Abdul Karim says, good evening, Paul. Kindly check your fingers very well because Honorable Kennedy Japan did not win in Wenchi. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won by 555 votes as against 155 votes.
I think that's true. I will send the Wenchi results, and Bawumia actually did win. So could you please check that Wenchi is not part of it?
Okay, over to you, Angelo.
Mustafa Nazori says, good evening, Paul. Point of correction, Isukuma Odobe Brakwa is an NPP seat. So this is from Abdul Kawiyu Komeni. He says, I feel inspired listening to Paul. He makes journalism look easy, and he's the reason I want to do journalism. Well, congratulations to you. He continues, for the NDC, they should watch out. The real showdown will befall them. Now, this came in from a viewer. He says, there's a poll put up by Ghana Web, and it says, who would you vote for if the presidential election was held today? It's got a total of about 3 million responses, and has a certain candidate in the lead. He says...
a certain candidate in the lead?
I don't want to...
Oh, you have to say it. But it's a poll, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so the results are as follows. It says Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with 2.14 million, that's 66.5%. John Dramani Mahama with 428,151%, that's 13.27%. Alan Trematin with 510,044%, that's 15.81% of the votes. Kofi Akpalu, 128,462, that's 3.98%. Akwesi Adai Odike, 574, 0.02%. Ikuya Donko, apologies, 10,533, that's 0.33%. And Hassan Ayaraga, 1,625, that's 0.05%. Lastly, Christian Kwabena Andrews.
Who has how many? 3 million people?
3,226,600
participated.
Yes,
on Ghana Web.
It's still live.
Oh, it's still going on. And what number is saying, Dr. Bawumia?
2,145,865. That's 66.50%. It's the internet, so it's across Ghana. We don't know where.
I'm guessing many Ghanaians abroad are participating.
Yeah, we
can't
be
They are
sure.
preferring Dr. Bawumia to John Mahama and Alan Chamate.
Yes, currently.
Well, Bawumia's ticket seems to bring more excitement.
It looks the case because it's very interesting. When you look at
Because
the
John
two.
Mahama's ticket is known, it's a known quantity. Alan Chamate is a sort of known quantity. Bawumia's ticket is interesting, especially coming in leading a party that is thought to be an Akan party for the first time, and a Muslim for the first time in the history of Ghana.
That's the
So many
dynamic.
people would like to express solidarity with the unity principle. The Ghanaians voted for a Muslim, even though it's minority religion. Maybe that's what is accounting for this. This is going to be very interesting. Dodo, what do you make of this? What do you make of this poll?
I think it's an interesting poll, and it can be further scrutinized during the middle of 2024. That is where this poll can be further scrutinized or better scrutinized.
When I told people that you were coming into the studio today, they were very excited, and they said I should ask you that who is the best person for running mate, if you won't do it yourself. I don't know whether you are 40 yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not 40.
So you are not qualified.
Yeah.
By age.
Yeah, I'm not qualified.
Okay, but with the running mate question, what do you think?
I think that one I will give it to the flag bearer himself.
Oh yeah, we know that, but I don't know whether you had the story in Parliament today where there was conversations
I think maybe if I'm considering and I'm considering Ashanti region, I'll go for the energy minister.
Why?
Because I think he is a very strong person in Ashanti. He's a traditional Ashanti, and I think he has a strong backing when it comes to Ashanti politics. So he cut across President Kufuor and both Nana-Addo. So I think I will consider him.
You consider, but you won't consider, say, the chief of staff. Why?
She is also good, but I think she is more of Accra than Kumasi.
Okay, a text message from Franklin Kujo, and he says, Mr. Adom, why are you mentioning Imani? I get paid when I get invited abroad to speak. I get paid. Franklin Kujo is confirming to me that he gets paid and he's entitled to get paid. This is very useful. He's going to express his intellectual resource. Okay. He said, when we organize events, sometimes we pay panelists. These two scenarios are different from paying anyone to vote. Voting is not a service rendered, but a right exercise. Yes, Franklin, they are not paying them to vote. They are paying them to come to the voting center and facilitating their transport. It's not vote buying. It's not. It's facilitating the movement of voters. It is not vote buying. And that's what you heard the voter say. Antoinette, what the voter say? That she spent 600 cedis coming to the center and 600 cedis going back. No, 300 in, 300 out. Yes, 300 in 300, so 600 altogether. Franklin, are you suggesting that this person should cough up their own 600? In the olden days, they call it 6 million. cough up their own 6 million, and then go and vote. And it's the candidate's responsibility to move them to the place. If the NPP was a very strong political party like the Conservative Party in England or the Republican Party, they will have buses. The party owns helicopter. They have buses. They have great headquarters. They have resources. They have computers. They deploy all of this at the disposal of the presidential candidate. So if the NPP doesn't have buses, they are not a strong political party because we were only allowed to start democracy in 1992 when the Republican Party has been in existence for 200 years, so they are bigger. Now, by the time we get into 3-4 more elections, all the parties will be resourced, and that's what we should be looking for in Ghana. When I was growing up as a journalist and covering the Electoral Commission in 2000 election, and donors were so concerned about the poverty of the smaller parties that they gave cars, Jeep Kapanlona or something like that. That Jeep, Reku Brobe had his own for United Ghana Movement. I used to tease him that in any case, he got one car for himself, and then he would laugh at me that he doesn't need a car for anything. But they gave cars to all political parties to support the smaller parties. People have been talking about state funding of political parties because political parties need to be funded. And that's why the MPP on his form, I've not seen the NDC one, but the MPP on his form says that the candidates ought to be resourceful. That's what the MPP says. You have to be resourceful. What is the point about discussing on radio that Ghanaian democracy is in shambles because they are buying votes for 400 cedis? Delegates take 400 cedis to vote. Franklin, you think it's vote buying? Please invite me to an Imani forum. Let me come and scatter the place. This is not vote buying. It cannot be called vote buying. It's an insult to delegates if you tell them that the delegates were bought by 400 cedis or they were influenced by 400. These delegates are Ghanaians. They are like you and I. You are insulting them that they took for. So if I were a delegate, I'll take 400 cedis and vote for Dr. Bawumia. I'll take 400 cedis and vote for Usu Ifriakoto. I love Usu Ifriakoto, but I won't take 400 cedis and vote for him. I will not do that. I'll make a decision, and because I can make a decision in my mind. And the delegates are like me. They can make a decision. Why do you sit on radio and think that delegates are some people who cannot make a decision and they give them 400 cedis and they come and vote? It's such an insult to the delegates. Nobody should say that again. No media should focus on that again. But the delegates who are like me and you, they take 300 cedis and they vote for Kennedy. They take 400, they vote for Dr. Bawumia. Our Ghanaian delegates, that's how they are. If it's American delegates, you believe they won't do that. If it's British delegates, those South Africa, they won't do that. But in Ghana, you sit on Ghana radio and allege that the 400 cedis was meant to buy votes, and you believe that this is to buy votes? Oh, please. Let's get serious in this country. Okay, they are showing me the time. Let me take our final commercial break. They've been surcharging me for not taking the second commercial break. So I was in trouble last Friday at the meeting here. And they blasted me. Well, I stood up and I put my hands behind me, and my boss said that, Mr. Adomochi, you and your Good Evening Ghana, you don't. So he took his paper and then he just canceled some money. I was so sad. So please, let me take the second commercial break. I'll be right back after the break. This is Good Evening Ghana and it's live.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance, and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ekropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as electricity, water, and backup generators. Our strategic locations offer easy access to popular tourist destinations, all within a 30-minute drive from Accra. Visit us in Ekropon right after the Latte Junction, or in Ebri near the Ebri Girls Senior High School. Alternatively, you can reach us at Accra office on 0559 671 144, Ekropon office on 0555 621 611. Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. chocolate toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel chocolate toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
ECG is now cashless. My studio lights are always on. I never run out of power. With the ECG Power app, I'm able to report an issue, check my credit, buy power, all in real time whenever I need to. I don't worry if ECG vendors are closed. In the comfort of wherever I may be, I still keep my lights on thanks to the ECG Power app. You can simply use mobile money wallets, Visa or MasterCard. It does not attract e-levy. With the ECG Power app, you're totally covered. To download, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You don't have a smartphone? Don't worry. No internet? Don't worry. No data? Do not worry. Just dial *226#. This is what I call convenience in your hands. ECG Power app. A yes, simple pa.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night, that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Wachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to move.
The exhibition of the voters register 2023 is here with us now.
And Electoral Commission EBB voters register natural. Amobia behwese ne di wo mu ana. 2020 voters register and 2023 provisional voters register exhibition e kan hwehwe ya wo ye e de ato ho atwen district level abattoa ebeba so yi. Sa exhibition exercise ebeba so ewo polling stations ewo main afanan baby a. Efri Ifiada 3rd ekosi Ebunada 7th November 2023. Anopa no so 7 a.m. kosi anwumre no 6 p.m. debia. Mesrel enye wadwen sa wode wudin hye register no dada. For voters ID card and a registration slip ketua no call polling station ho. Na kwa hwese ne di kan wudin wo phone and wo honsam bia akeka ho no register no mu ana. Ne toso mienu so woni mo bia nsese ne din wa register no mu na ne din wo mu a ka no anyi frim miensa kɔhwɛ polling station a woto aba no asakura mpo na abato mre no edruso enai so woni mo bi asabi wawu ana wafiri mu ya ne din da so ahye register no mu a wobetimi aboa amwayi afiri mu asempapa bio ni se isi aye GSM messaging protocol ya registered voters betimi afaso ahwe wa honsema wa register no so nyina wo won phone so enya dem kra da *713*81# wo network bia so na follow prompt no onua massa exhibition exercise empa ho fa ho hwem na abato da no dura bibia kwotɔten ama na ho ankyerɛw kai sɛ vote ɛyɛ wo dachi.
Your vote is your future.
Yamawakwaba the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie e bano care see near one career. Ubenya bi ha. Care biane ne how any new here. Yansu ye wo hwenim de fo a obeso anu yi ama. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye dwumedie de. Eye 24/7 o. Ye siesie wo engine, wo brake, battery, yesesa wo tire. Se bano car wash dia. Je wo abefun fidie bi ti se steamer ye de horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim. Ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwu car no mu ba bia ma o. Ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama. Enye we no monko ye san to car batteries, tires, rims, any de keke kan. Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dadem na enwu adwuma ma o. Hwehwe ye chira kwan wo dansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran. Se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651 9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. O kwan so yonko papa.
For him. All right, we are. Angela, please, can you do the LPMs very quickly, and then we can get to business. Hold on, don't go to bed, viewers. We're ready. But yes, first.
Right. So from our first sponsor, we have Kingdom Home Real Estate, and Kingdom Home Real Estate provides quality but affordable housing facilities for sale. Our facilities are located at the serene environment of Ikropong and Ibri with the best weather condition. You know Ibri has very good weather. We are 30 minutes drive from Accra and provide modern touch of comfort. We provide high standard security service plus CCTV, standby generators, constant water supply, and electricity. We're also surrounded by lovely tourist sites such as the Ibri Botanical Gardens, Oti Falls, Safari Valley Resort, etc. Pay 70% upfront and spread the rest, that's about 30%, within 2 years with no interest. Locate us at Ibri, close to Ibri Girls Senior High School and Ukropong, right after Latte Junction. Call us now, write this number down, 055-976-1144 or 055-562-1611. Visit us at www.kingdomhomerealestate.com and on our Facebook page. We also have from our friends at Lifts and Elevators Ghana. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stand in the way of enjoying our mansions or homes. Worry no more, because with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVEs for short, you are sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. You may call it a luxury, but it is a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modifications to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. Now call us now at 0200-535-515 or email elevatorsgh@gmail.com. Also from our friends at the Makers Electronics Company Limited, it is the Makers Electronics Blessing Attack promo. Rush to the Makers Electronics Company Limited for up to 67% discount on selected appliances such as Samsung, LG, Moved, Nasco, TCL, Midea, and Toshiba. Quality but affordable with 2 years manufacturer defect warranty. Now visit our showrooms at Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasa Manzongo Junction, Oyarifa Tayman Bogo Junction, Karswal New Market, Ashaiman Valco Flat, Kumasi Ahedema Kokobig, Takrade Efiekuma number 9 Markets, and call us now on 055 2222 253 or 055 2222 254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. Please note the terms and conditions to apply. Continuing from our sponsors, we have Nadim Auto Fix. They are the biggest car service center here in Ghana, offering a wide range of auto services in real time. We have well-trained staff in various departments such as auto mechanic, auto electrician, straighteners, welders, sprayers, and bodyworks. Now, we offer 24/7 towing services to all our clients, so we can conveniently bring your immovable car to our service center. Now, our services include car diagnostics, mechanical works, auto servicing and oil change, alignment and balancing, bodyworks and spraying, car detailing, steam engine wash, and sale of car battery. Now, we also have in stock car tires of all rim sizes, so we've got you sorted at a wholesale and retail price. We free fix when you buy your tire from us. We're the biggest distributors of used and brand new tires in Ghana. Now, we do work 24/7, so you can drive through any time. We're located at Dansoman Asori Downhall, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. And call us on 055 830 8340. Also from our friends at Black Star Press Limited. Inside Black Star Press Limited, we grow businesses inside the inventive minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. Black Star Press Limited is the printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Now call us now on 0200 880000. Take it again, 0200 880000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a wide reputation for quality printing. And lastly, from our last sponsor, we have Almond Alternative Medical Hospital. They are the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana, with our trained and experienced medical practitioners from KNUST, combined with state-of-the-art medical equipment. Every hidden ailment will be diagnosed with ease and treatment given in no time. We offer consultation, counseling, physiotherapy, homeopathy to treat most ailments. Your life is very precious. So please secure your good health with Almond Alternative Medical Hospital. Our working hours are 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And on Sundays, you find us 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Locate us at Klangon on the Lashibi Ashaman Road near the Underbridge, and call us on 0207 229 505 or 0244 227 192. Almond Alternative Medical Hospital. God is the healer. Back to you, Paul.
We're running out of time now, but we'll show you just a teaser of the documentary. We'll show it to you. It will be on our social media page on early in the morning or sometime midnight after we close. It will be on our social media page. But we're showing it to you, a small teaser of the documentary. We'll show you some 5 to 10 minutes of it, and then we'll cut it off. And then it's a teaser. Check our social media page, Good Evening Ghana Official on Facebook. At 6 o'clock in the morning, it will be there. We're going to be here until we post that before we leave. And we have some watches to eat as well. Those people who eat watches in the night, they're always telling us that we should stop, but it's sweet, so we can't stop. Lukman is in Newtown. He's on his way here with the motorbike. He's bringing us food. Lukman's food is either jollof or white rice and pig's feet. And Charlie, at this time of the night, we are suffering, our viewers. We are suffering. This work is to kill us. Let's see a short part of the documentary. The full version will be on social media. Here it is.
Born in the heartland of Tamale, with a hometown in Walewale, to be elected as a presidential candidate of Ghana's largest political party speaks to the character of the party. The MPP is a party that is all-embracing, a party that rewards hard work, loyalty, and commitment to its values. The delegates, by today's decision, have resoundingly dismissed any doubts that the MPP is not inclusive and does not reward hard work.
Yes, Dr. Bawumia had said it right. The traditions of Dankwa, Dombo, and Buzia had continued to find later generational leaders from the dominant Akan group. So it began with Dr. Dankwa, who enjoyed the massive support of the Ashanti group and the Northern Territories. Then came Professor Buzia, for whom Chief SD Dombo stood down so that Buzia would be leader. Then came Victor Owusu, who made Tolona Yakubu Tali his running mate. And then came Professor Duboahen, who had Loyal Hassan as his running mate. They didn't win, but J.A. Kufuor won. And he had Alhaji Aliu Mahama as his running mate. Aliu, the engineer from Dagomba, was the first UP tradition vice president in Ghana. By the time Aliu became vice president, the northern sector had had one president in history in the person of Dr. Hela Liman.
And well-being of the people of Ghana, and to do right to all manner of...
Aliu was the first non-Akan to try to lead the NPP at the 2007 Congress. He was the only non-Akan of all the 17 aspirants. Aliu lost, but came in a respectable third after Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a party colossus, and Alan Chamatin, the establishment candidate of the day, had shared the two top positions. Alhaji Aliu's over 100 votes garnered indicated, or should have indicated, that the seats were beginning in the minds of delegates that one day, just one day, they may change the leadership outlook of the party. 2008 was not a good year for the NPP. They lost the elections, but in 2012 it was even worse. The NPP lost an election that they felt that they should have won. There was total dejection everywhere.
Enough reports have come into the NPP election headquarters to make us believe that the elections had been marred by lots of irregularities to undermine the credibility of the election. Dr. Afarijan told us there would not and should not be more votes in the box than were ballots given out. So why were there so many stations of obvious overvoting? Dr. Afarijan told us the count and collation would be open. So why were there so many instances of dubious counts? The Electoral Commission would not listen and adopted the attitude that had always characterized their reaction to any criticism of their actions. Quote, if you are dissatisfied, go to court, unquote.
At that time, the party was looking for real evidence to go to court to challenge Dr. Afarijan. And guess what happened? Dr. Bawumia stepped in to provide the basis that he, Bawumia, can be relied upon in difficult times. He stood up, he was noticed, and he was loved.
These votes amount to 1,340,080. All of this is backed by documented evidence.
From that time onwards, the party seemed united that after Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia will be ready. Some went as far as suggesting that Akufo-Addo should pledge to do only one term in case victory came and have Dr. Bawumia to run the second term. Whatever it is, the party folks had started looking at Bawumia as the next in line since the year 2015.
On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana.
When power was eventually won, some groups were immediately formed to consolidate the Bawumia hold. On such platforms, they referred to Dr. Bawumia as DMB.
We are born
So by election 2020, the DMB agenda was firmly on the ground. Sometime in 2020, I had a conversation with Nana Poku, one of the party stalwarts. Nana Poku asked me how I perceive the post-2020 NPP. I said to him that whatever it is, Dr. Bawumia, the vice president, will be a contender. And then he said to me, Paul, I really wish Bawumia can win. Then he added, you know what? The point that makes me even happier is that historically, Nana Poku said, the NPP Congress has never made a mistake in choosing the candidate. He added that this included 1998 when his side, that's Akufo-Addo's side, lost the 1998 Congress. He said that all of this gave him gratification, that given all the circumstances, the NPP Congress will never make a mistake. So, that was a conversation in 2020. 3 years down the line, last Saturday, as I sat at Joe Anoche's strong room, observing the results from the NPP Coalition Center, Nana Poku's words continue to ring in my mind. The NPP Congress has never made a mistake.
I will continue to involve myself fully in the work of the party. We want power. We want power. We want power. We want power. We want
Mr. Chairman, it is with a sense of great humility and modesty that I acknowledge the party's massive endorsement of me as the flag bearer of the NPP for election 2000. Together, we will work hard, very hard, to ensure a historic victory in the next elections. I thank you once again for the task ahead. May the Almighty Father and Allah bless and keep all of us very healthy for the years to come, so that in the year 2000, we settle for nothing but victory over NDC.
I am grateful to you and want to let you know that I'll do everything in my power not to let you down, so that the decision you have made here will bear fruit for us next year. We are going from here to our homes for the Christmas holidays. And after it, when we've had our rest and recovered from our energies and labors, we are going to gird our loins for the great battle of next year. Once again, thank you. Kokodo! Kokodo! Kokodo!
Akufo-Addo set out to highlight, especially to his close friends and his party ministers, that Dr. Bawumia had done enough to lead the party in spite of the fact that he was not an Akan. In supporting Dr. Bawumia, Akufo-Addo was clearly aware that Dr. Bawumia's innovative and intellectual strength relating to problem solving at the national level was admirable. The president used to tell his close friends that during their meetings, high-level meetings, Dr. Bawumia appears to have a solution, a strategic and innovative solution to almost every problem. Akufo-Addo has been of high praise for Bawumia's intellect, and his vice president had given the president and almost all of us in Ghana a very high regard for PhD holders. About this matter, every political watcher is aware that civil society may not have had its best relations with Akufo-Addo, especially after the Domolevo incident. However, with Dr. Bawumia in charge, the civil society organizations know that they have their man in charge. He's a fellow PhD who understands the value of research and a very strategic thinker that they can talk to 24/7. So please, tell Dr. Lloyd Amoa, Professor Kwesi Prempeh, Dr. Bafo Ajemandua, Mr. Bright Simmons. All right, so keep an eye on our Facebook page for the full documentary, and it goes on. The story goes on from there to talk about Bawumia's prowess, who is going to choose for running mate, what's going to be the role of Kennedy Agyapong in the campaign, how did Kennedy end up the way he ended up, what did Akufo-Addo say, what did Kennedy say, and who are the other Kennedy supporters that have to be brought back into the campaign. I mentioned Opon Bio and Kwame Usu and others, and then tell the story in a rigmarole fashion, in the way that you have taught me, viewers. You have taught me how to tell stories. So that's coming up on our Facebook page. On Thursday, we'll play it back. By Thursday, you'd have seen it already because it will be on our Facebook page. And it may be on Metro TV as well. Let's see what text messages you have. One each because we're wrapping up. Sarah.
Okay, so this one comes from Dash Stinkhorn. He says, we will protect NPP to break the 8 because of the below points. Children going to school for free. Teachers being paid without government owning. Doctors and nurses are being paid. Electricity is stable. Security is assured. SMEs are being funded to expand their business. I will leave it here. We are the MPP. Over to you, Anne.
Okay, so back to the vote buying conversation. Master Planner says the delegates, especially the polling station executives, are not paid according to our party's constitution. They help to mobilize party members at the polling station level. So what is wrong if a candidate decides to give them something during elections? It does not mean that they are buying their vote. It could be a reward to appreciate their hard work. My opinion, though. Angelo.
Right, Israel Opare, Nyate, watching us from Takari, says, Uncle Paul, we shouldn't forget this. The constituency which was for Allen went to Ken. Back to you.
Yeah, that's very possible. I think that's very possible. So, Dodo, what's your last word on this show?
Yeah, I think my last word is that this Congress is telling us a lot, especially with regards to Honorable Kennedy Japan. I think most of the polls that went on did not factor in what Alan would get if he was still in the competition. And most of the poll gave him 25 to 20%, but he has proven everybody wrong. He has proven that he's really a force to reckon with. So I think Dr. Bawumia and his campaign must factor him in their campaign, and they must know how they will use him in their campaign. And Dr. Bawumia, 2024 should be a must win for him, because if he does not win the 2024 election, maybe there is a possibility of him becoming like Professor Edubuahin. Then I also think that most of the vote Honorable Ken got, or most of the vote that didn't go to Bawumia, especially in Greater Accra, was a protest vote that was visited on him. So I think his campaign team should also look at that.
Okay, insightful words from the historian. Okay, that's it for Good Evening Ghana tonight. We'll be back on Thursday with another edition. Keep your eye on our Facebook page. It's always a pleasure coming to you. Thank you all, viewers. Thank you all. And thank you for those who called me to share nice words with me. Good night.